I find that you don't care how your eggs are cooked until you've had your eggs cooked properly, and then eggs are never the same. Today I want to take a look at the Bella double tier egg cooker, and we're going to see if it can make great eggs with less effort. Some of the more popular videos on my channel revolve around brisket as well as eggs. I did a video about the Dash Go rapid egg cooker, and that, was a good hit. A lot of people like that video. And so I'm gonna introduce you today to the Bella double tier egg cooker. We're gonna go a little more in depth with it. We're gonna take a look at its features, what all it can do, how to do it, and we'll look at the results. Without further ado, let's check out the Bella double tier egg cooker. Now you may be wondering why I chose the Bella double tier egg cooker for a review, and that's because it was one of the best rated egg cookers on Amazon. At $25, it's hard to say no. Now it's time to go ahead and get all these parts and pieces unpackaged. And what we should have is enough parts and pieces to do 12 to 14 hard-boiled eggs, 2 to 4 poached eggs, or even some kind of omelet, which goes in the little tray with no divider. Here's everything you get with the Bella double tier egg cooker. Now the first thing I'll say is this plastic lid does not, it kind of clips into the pieces there on the side. It just doesn't do it smoothly. And so you got to put your thumbs down there on the actual plastic pieces. Now the instruction book does have a chart on how long and how much water to use for cooking your eggs, but so does the measuring cup, which is very handy, and it allows you to pick the exact right amount of doneness for whatever eggs you're looking for. You basically fill the cup up with that amount of water, dump it into the base, put whatever method tray you're going for in, and then you fire it up. Today we're going to do a test of 4 eggs. We're going to do 2 with no hole and 2 with a hole in the top, like the instructions call for. This is supposedly to keep the eggs from cracking. However, in my experience, it really serves no purpose. But I've never compared eggs with holes versus eggs with no holes, so this is a perfect time to do so. Now, as we approach 10 minutes, the little buzzer goes off, tells us our eggs are done, so we turn the machine off. Now be careful taking the lid off because there's a lot of hot steam. My first observation is there's like a burning smell of some kind. But I go ahead and take the eggs off the cooker, put them in an ice bath, and let's dig into this thing to find out what's going on. And you can see that there's some type of film, or, I'm not sure what that is. If anybody has an answer as to what this stuff is, let me know, because all that was in there was water. Now, if we're going to do 2 layers or double tier, supposedly this column is there for a reason, but I can't see what purpose it serves. Maybe one of you guys know, you can let us know in the comments down below. It does not support the top section because the extender container, the plastic ring that I just put on there, is what supports the top container, which is also how you would make 4 poached eggs, 2 on the bottom and 2 on the top. Speaking of poached eggs, let's go ahead and try 2 poached eggs. Fill it up to the appropriate water level, put it into the base, crack our eggs, push power, and let's see what happens. Now let's go ahead and crack these hard-boiled eggs. Now that they're cooled down, we're going to start with the one that has a hole in it. And right away, it's just basically a typical egg. The shell's a little bit stickier than normal, but nothing too serious. Now the one without a hole, it seems like the shell does peel slightly easier, but I can't say that that's due to the hole or not. I think it's probably just the difference in the eggs. And again, as we get close to 10 minutes, the buzzer goes off on our poached eggs, so it's time to take them off the heat so they don't overcook. I'm gonna let them cool off for just a second while we cut these hard-boiled eggs open. The one with the hole and the one without the hole. Yeah, let's try the other one. And there we go. It clearly appears that the ones with the hole are not quite as done. Now, what I'll tell you about these poached eggs is right away there is a lot of water on top. You could just see it. So I'm going to go ahead and dry that off. And I probably should have sprayed some non-stick spray, but I wanted to see what would happen with this plastic, and I got what I asked for. So anytime you cook with the plastic trays with this unit, or probably any egg unit, make sure you spray just a little bit of non-stick spray. Let's cut these eggs open and see what they look like. Right away, I personally think they're overcooked for medium. There should be a little bit of runniness, and there's not. However, let's see how this thing makes out with a omelet or scrambled eggs or whatever you want to call it. I'm going to go ahead and fill the base up with the appropriate amount of water, put the lid on, push the power button, and again, we're off and running to see how long this is going to take. My guess is it's going to be somewhere around 10 minutes. Funny thing, the egg just swole right up. This thing was just growing and getting larger, and then when I took the lid off, it was like the Thanksgiving turkey on National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation. It just shrunk up into nothing. It was one of the craziest things I've ever seen. And to be honest with you, it didn't look all that appetizing. It looked, well, you see what it looked like. However, I will say all the eggs tasted fine. And I guess that's the main thing. For $25 on Amazon, it's hard to beat this thing. Is it going to produce like eggs that you're going to be so proud of you're going to want to serve at your next gathering? Absolutely not. Is it going to produce, 12, and I think you might even be able to fit like 14 eggs on there to hard boil at one time so that you can make deviled eggs? Yeah, that's where this thing really shines. The poached eggs were okay. They're a little overcooked. Now, once you've cooked with it, a few times, you can learn to adjust that water level, and I believe that will affect the time. Every time I'm done cooking with it, especially that first time, I could smell like a burning of something, but there was nothing there to burn except the water in the pan. So I'm not sure what that's all about. And it left that staining in there, which, it's not a big deal. It's just a cosmetic thing. You wipe it out. It doesn't come completely out unless you're going to scrub at it. But, this thing is here to make things easy, not hard. Putting a hole in the top of the egg thing is unnecessary as far as I can tell. I've never seen a situation where it does any good. I like the diversity of this thing, and I think this Bella double tier egg cooker would be a great way to introduce younger kids or younger teenagers into cooking their own eggs and cooking in general. I think it's great for something like that. It's great for deviled eggs, for doing a whole bunch of hard-boiled eggs at one time. I'm never ever going to make an omelet in it. I don't know what was going on there. The eggs were like, some sort of like vacuum effect where the eggs were like puffing out, and I thought it was gonna make, pop the lid off or try to pop the lid off. It didn't though. And then when I took the lid off, it deflated. I mean, it was, it looked all right to eat before it deflated, and then it deflated, and it was like, oh, that's not the best looking. I'm gonna say, if you're looking for quality, there's no better way than to do it manually, or maybe sous vide. Sous vide, you can do some mean eggs with, the sous vide method. If you're looking to do scrambled eggs, I have another video on my channel just for that, and you can't beat those eggs. They're the best I've ever had. But it takes the thinking out of it. You don't have to sit there and watch the clock when it comes to poaching eggs or hard boiling eggs, because if you boil eggs too long and they get that green film on the yolk and they have that it's just not a good taste. And obviously if you do them not long enough, you're going to gross some people out. Some people get very gross when their eggs aren't done. Personally, I like a medium egg, but I think the Bella double tier cooker can do a good medium egg. It's just going to take less water than it calls for in my situation and for my preference. $25, it's really not a whole lot of money to risk. And if you have a purpose for it, I would definitely suggest that you give it a shot. And if you're going to give it a shot, I would appreciate your support by going down in the video description and clicking the link to the Bella double tier egg cooker. It won't cost you any more money, but it will provide Delmarva Backyard with a small little fraction of the sale, and that comes from Amazon for the referral. If you're looking to do that, I greatly appreciate it. Thank you. You're part of the reason why we're able to continue making videos here at Delmarva Backyard. I hope you guys have an awesome week. I hope you got something good out of this video. If you did, please share it with somebody that may be interested in the Bella double tier egg cooker. Thank you guys. I'll see you on the next video.